Greetings, brothers. Welcome to the Blood Angels Commander channel.
Okay, good evening. Hello, thanks for being here. Welcome to the weekly Army List show. We are on episode 196. So, that's getting pretty crazy. But today we're obviously looking at army lists made with new points costs. So there's been a bunch of people have made new lists. They've submitted them to the channel. So we will be diving straight into that. I haven't looked at the lists before, so I'm seeing everything fresh. And we're going to get fired straight into it. If you did submit a list previously, like before the new points cost, could I ask you to submit it again? Because I don't want to waste too much time going over lists that were made that have the wrong points costs now, right? So, for example, I saw Gordon RS in the chat. You have submitted a list last week. I know you're a channel member. Your list will be out of date now, right? So do me a favor and resubmit it. Add an extra unit. I guess that's really what's going to happen, right? You're going to get an extra 100 points to play with, give or take. My tournament list, for example, went up. I got made 90 points cheaper. So figure out what that extra unit is, or make the small tweak, and then please just put a new comment. Put a comment on this stream with the new list, and I'll make sure you're on next week. So I would appreciate that. Cool. So yeah, we're looking at lists that have been submitted with the new points cost for the most part. I think we've got 1,000 point list that was submitted before, but that'll be somewhere further into the stream. If you do get some value in tonight's stream, I do appreciate it if you would press the like button. I hope you had a good day. Thanks so much for the stream last night. We had a great stream last night, and today I have been massing a jump assault intercessors, like shitloads of these fuckers. I figure that it would be a good idea to maybe have 25 of these guys. So I can't even, I've got so many up here above the monitor that I got sprayed and I got base coats on that I am very tempted to I saw another tournament list, Blood Angels, that was 25 jump intercessors and 18 blade guard is like the start. And I think that's honestly looking like what might be the future of Blood Angels. But yeah, so let's dive into see what people are running, and we're going to start with a new member, Archon. And I guess if you do want your army list reviewed quicker, then become a channel member, because you guys, the channel members, the Patreons, you guys get to jump to the front of the queue each week. So that's the advantage of being a channel member. All right. I submitted a bit of a meme list. Yeah, I'm not going to be looking at meme lists. So we're looking at something that's like more tournament aligned. I wanted your thoughts on the tactics, but also around dropping the Death Company with 10 man and a chaplain, running 2 jump intercessors, then either the Sanguinaut or the Combi Lieutenant, and a second squad of scouts. Okay, so this is a Liberator assault group list. We've got Dante, we've got a jump captain. I like these jump captains at 75 points, honestly. So we've got 2 of them. We've got a Gift of Foresight, jump captain. We've got 2 Judiciars. This list is going heavy on the fight first. We're going to run 3 fight first units. I guess 2 of those units are going to be Blade Guard. We're going to run 10 Death Company with fight first and +1 to wound from the chaplain. We're going to run 3 small units of Sanguinary Guard. I kind of like that. You know, that'll be 1 with Dante, 1 with the captain, 1 with the captain. We're going to run a squad of scouts. Combat knives are probably the best way to run scouts. We're going to run a couple of drop pods. I have no idea why. I guess maybe Blade Guard go in the drop pods. I mean, I think I'd probably rather try and find the 10 points and just take the Impulsor over the drop pod, but I guess the drop pod gives you some extra potential in turn 1, and then if you don't make your charge, you are still fight first. A couple of Annihilators and a Destructor. The Annihilators, notably, 5 points cheaper. What's that worth? Interesting. Okay. Morning Speargrass. Pete is kit bashing Vanguard veterans, each with a power weapon and a holstered gun. Can put storm shields onto the base and switch the loadout. What are the chances the loadouts will be legal with the new models and rules? I think that, if I had to guess, I think Vanguard veterans will be allowed to still have storm shields. I think they will be allowed some, like, I think they're going to give them like a relic weapon, like maybe something better than heirloom, but I don't think they're going to give them like thunder hammers or power fists. But I guess who knows. Gar Tenzin, good afternoon. Thanks so much for becoming a patron. I saw that earlier today. And Mark, hello. Okay, so I guess here's the thing, right? When you take down the points costs on every single unit in the list, it feels like you get quite a bit more. I mean, realistically, it is only one squad more, but it feels like a lot, right? Like this unit, this list has 3 units of Sanguinary Guard, all lead, a 10-man Death Company lead, 2 6 Blade Guards lead, the 1 unit of Scouts, the couple of drop pods, 3 Predators. So units for actions, I guess. Here's a dumb question. I actually don't know. I assume drop pods can do drop pods have objective control? I need to check. See, I usually just go for the impulsor, right? Like, well, I guess they've got OC. Okay, so drop pods can actually do actions. That's. I mean, I guess that could be handy, right? Okay, so 2 drop pods, Blade Guard, 3 Sanguinary Guard, 10 Death Company. Like, I feel like there's a lot of killing potential in this list, but I'm not sure how well it plays missions, right? 1 unit of Scouts. And what did he say? I want your thoughts around the tactics, but also on dropping the 10-man Death Company, the Chaplain, and running 2 5-man Jump Intercessors, then either the Sanguinor or the Combi Lieutenant and a second squad of Scouts. Yeah, so I'd probably make this change just because you do not have enough units to perform actions, right? Maybe you can do actions with the drop pods, maybe you can do actions with the Scouts. The drop pods are going to be pretty low value because they can't move, right? I think 3 Predators is good fire support for Blood Angels. I think you could do that with double Ballistus Dreadnought. I think you could do that with a couple of Gladiator Lancers, something like that. I think 400 points is the ideal aim for your fire support in Liberator Assault Group. So I guess 400 points of that, and then you use the 80 extra points you have to get some more jump units. I like the 3 small units of Sanguinary Guard. I like 2 units of 6 Blade Guard. I think there's a lot of killing power in the Blade Guard. I guess Fight First on the Blade Guard is also very useful. I actually don't mind that Chaplain now that the Death Company are a bit cheaper with the Fight First. But I think this list would probably benefit from, if you've got 2 units of 6 Blade Guard, you've got 3 units of Sanguinary Guard. You could also just half that Death Company squad in size. And if you half the Death Company squad in size, you could add another unit of Jump Intercessors. Death Company, if you half it, what are you paying for? 120, so you would save 110 points. And is this right on 2,000? You'd only have that 1 unit of... Yeah, I think you have to half this unit. And I think you can use those 110 points for... I think there's a few things you could do. You could put infiltrators in to prevent the enemy coming behind you. You could put in another unit of scouts. And I mean, the other thing you could do is if you did half it and do a unit of jump intercessors and you've got 30 points left, you could drop that gift of foresight. Oh no, that's not. Sorry, I said earlier in the stream he had gift of foresight for fight first. No, gift of foresight is change 1 dice to 6. Yeah, so I'd swap the gift of foresight, and if this was me, I'd drop gift of foresight. I'd drop 5 of the Death Company jump pack Marines. That would give me back 110, 125. You could add a unit of scouts, so you've got 2 scoring units, and you could add like a lone operative character that is also a scoring unit, right? Camo Commander. What do you mean? Good evening, Lars. How are you doing? Yeah, Gift of Foresight, you're right. It only does... I feel like if you're going to put Gift of Foresight on a character, you should be trying to put it on a character with a Thunderhammer. Because making... How often can you use Gift of Foresight? Once per turn? I mean, maybe it saves you. Maybe you could change one save to a 6 and keep him alive. But usually if you're changing a 6... If you're changing a save to a 6, the whole unit's already dead, right? Like, I think it's better enhancement offensively than it is defensively. So like a captain with a Thunderhammer in this situation would be guaranteed some devastating wounds, right? Or the Judiciar, yes, Lamarta says, or put it on the Judiciar. The Judiciar would be guaranteeing some devastating wounds. I think that is better than having it on a Chaplain. I mean, the Chaplain does have a Power Fist, but I think it's better on considering you have two characters here that already have devastating wounds, and you have two more characters that could easily take a Thunderhammer to have devastating wounds, right? Judiciars get a lot of attacks, and Judiciars actually get buffed if they kill stuff. So, Judiciars on the charge are 6 attacks at strength 9 with precision. Devastating wounds. So you would think with 6 attacks, you'd probably roll at least 1 6 from your actual wound rolls, right? So you probably do 2 devastating wounds most of the time anyway. So then if he's got Gift of Foresight, you flip another dice to a 6. So you almost guarantee 4 devastating wounds every time he fights. If you come up against an enemy character that only has 4 wounds, then you're killing that enemy character straight away with your precision, and you're adding 1 attack to your Relic Blade for the rest of the game. Like, that is good. That would be my suggestion. I do feel like this list has a good number of things in it. Like, I think before the Data Slate, if you try to put 3 Sanguinary Guard and 2 Blade Guard and Death Company, I feel like your list would be blown out. There'd hardly be any space. But now there is space. Alright, Final Boss, how are you doing? Hello, Nick. I'm on here to see. I have bedtime to do, but I'm trying to be on. No problem, Nick. Rex. Gift of Foresight on a Librarian and Sternguard is powerful. I've seen them take down Canis Rex. I guess if the Librarian has devastating wounds, that can definitely help. But yeah, I think Gift of Foresight is a more offensive tool than it is a defensive tool. Normally, if you're having to try and use it to save, you're saving one. You're maybe saving 1 save or something like that, right? Hello, Luke. Thanks for being here. I do appreciate it. Oh, yeah, let me press the button, the big blue button that says, please like the stream. I would appreciate it if you could leave a like on tonight's stream. It does help me out ever so much. Okay. 2 in, 2 out. That's our next list for tonight. He is also playing Liberator Assault Group. I don't know what the breakdown is of the new lists, actually. Liberator Assault Group against Angelic Inheritor. So this is a fresh, new list using the new points. I felt my winning list lacked a unit or 2 or some staying power. I ditched double Ballistas and Vindicators for double Lancer and a Redemptor and a Tech Marine. Yes, it's expensive, but it does make use of the detachment in melee for some extra strength 14, and I can bully elites or do chip damage from my melee. Okay. I'm giving the Captain Death Company a go. Or the Death Company Captain a go. My math says they'll kill an Armiger. Yeah, I want to do some maths on the Sustained Hits Captain this week and see what that looks like. This list as a whole should take a couple of Armigers as a turn. It can kill elites, it can punch up into big targets, it has some staying power, it has some range support, and lots of mobility, and enough trading score unit with 15 drops. Oh, I appreciate you writing out the number of drops, so I don't need to do maths. Okay, so you have your Thunderhammer Captain. Cool. Gift of Foresight. Cool. We just talked about that. You have another captain with Plasma Pistol and Power Fist. We've got Dante. We've got Death Company Captain with Jump Packs. He has a Heavy Bolt Pistol and Power Fist. Is a Heavy Bolt Pistol the right choice for the Death Company Captain with the Jump Pack? I actually have no idea what weapon he can have. But I imagine you probably want him with a Plasma Pistol, right? Yeah, I mean, you probably want... I think the Plasma Pistol or the Hand Flamer are both better than Heavy Bolt Pistol. So maybe it's just that it's the first time he's trying him. He's got the heavy bolt pistol. The hand flamer helps you if you fight against hordes. The plasma pistol is just more useful if you fight against something where you might want strength 8 EP3 and you're willing to take the hazardous. You've got the combi weapon lieutenant and you've got a tech marine. So quite a lot of characters actually, but not too many points in characters. I guess Dante coming down 10 points helps. The Death Company captain being 75 points help. The captains being 75 points help. So, let me add that together, sorry. 150, Dante makes it 270, the other captain makes it 360, the Tech Marine. So you're just pushing just under 500 points, like 470 points or something in characters. Alright, it's a lot. 3 units of jump intercessors. Standard, power fist, lots of plasma pistols, chain swords. 1 unit of Death Company. A couple of power fist eviscerator. So they'll be attached to that new Death Company captain. So that'll be interesting to see how that does. I think I need to try that. 5 Death Company Marines with that new Death Company jump captain. You've got double Lancer. You've got a squad of infiltrators. I was thinking of going double Lancer just to switch it up because I've been running Vindicators for so long and I thought, why not do double Lancer, because 2 Lancers are a bit cheaper. You've gone for Redemptor Dreadnought, because obviously you've got the Tech Marine. We don't see the Redemptor very often. We've got the Fist, we've got the Plasma, we've got the Rocket Pods, we've got the Flamer, so maybe potential Overwatch threat out of that as well. We've got 3 units of Sangre Guard, they will all be led. We've got unit of Scouts, and we've got unit of Vanguard Veterans. It feels like we get a lot of units now. I know it's only like 1 difference, but it just feels like a lot. Like before I would feel like... Well, I mean, imagine this list before just probably didn't have like one of these unit jump infantry. So having a whole extra squad of jump infantry, or you could do a whole extra squad of Blade Guard or something, I think it does make a big difference. Definitely see people gravitating towards these 3 squads of Sangre Guard for 110 points. I like it. I like the infiltrators. I want to like the Redemptor. I played it recently myself. It's so expensive. Like 210 points for a vehicle with no invuln. Toughness 10 feels so expensive. I wanted to like it because I get why you would think it's strong, because it's got a fist and it's got a plasma. I like the idea of going for double Gladiator Lancer +1. I just don't know if I feel like the Redemptor is the right +1. I mean, I guess it would be good for killing elites. And your Gladiator Lancers are really not good at killing elites. So, I mean, I guess it makes... In the context of the list, it makes sense. I just think it's still 20, 25 points too expensive. Like, if you just need to kill elites, could a Death Company Dreadnought do the same thing? You know, 2 multi-melter shots, and then... a crap load of reroll hits and wounds, I guess, because it's twin linked on the talons. 1 squad of scouts, 1 squad of infiltrators, 15 drops, double gladiator, 3 jump intercessors, a couple of lone operatives in there, Dante, a few captains. I think it's a good list. I think we got to try it, right? But yeah, I do think double Lancer plus something is maybe the right play. Like, if you're trying to, like, I think we're going to probably end up looking at 2 or 3 lists tonight that have just stuck with double Vindicator. And I don't think there's anything wrong with double Vindicator. But I think if you want to change it up, then I think double Lancer might be interesting. I must admit, I've had 2 Lancers now for a while. I don't think I've ever put 2 in an army list. Okay, I mean, I like this list. I don't know what I would really change. I guess it doesn't have very much, like, sticking power, right? Like, most of the time you're probably going to be holding objectives with small units of jump infantry. Typically that doesn't go so well. I mean, you do have one squad of Vanguard vets with a Storm Shield. You have a couple of squads of Sangreal with 4-up invuns. What data sheet do you need to read again, Calgar? Evening Vintage, Evening Diatome. I have 120 points left on the list. Can't decide if Mephiston or 5 Death Company with jump packs are better. That's a hard question to answer without knowing the rest of the list. Death Company with jump packs will do a bunch of damage. Mephiston will do a bunch of sneaky lone operative stuff. Okay, I do actually want to answer this question though, because I think I've done 2 tournaments this edition where I did double Vindicator tank. So obviously, in the last few weeks, I've been playing Ultramarines. Like, it's not like I'm hiding it. I've literally been playing it on the channel every Wednesday night. I was painting some Ultramarines characters last night. So, if I'm going to play Blood Angels, I want to do something different, right? Because I've been doing double Vindicator now, I guess, for 2 years. So if I'm going to do Blood Angels, and if I'm going to go back to Liberator or Assault Group, then I want to do double Lancer. But my train of thought was like double Lancer plus Ballistus. But maybe that's wrong. Like, maybe the idea behind double Lancer plus melee Dreadnoughts would be a better idea. Like, and the idea is that you just, it's like threat overload. It's like you can't deal with Lancers because you've got a bunch of jump infantry and melee Dreadnoughts coming right at you, right? Triple Death Company Dreadnought. Dude, you're mental. No. 1 Death Company Dreadnought. I still don't know if I think it's better than a Brutalis Dreadnought. I have a problem taking a Redemptor when for 10 points more I can have a Repulsor Executioner which has 30 shots with 2 big anti-tank shots. Yeah, I mean, I ran the Redemptors, both Redemptors in my Ultramarines list 2 weeks ago, and I dropped them after the first week. And I did kind of like them. I mean, they're better in Ultramarines, right? Because you're getting +1 to Oath all the time. So their Plasma is very good in Ultramarines. Their Fist with +1 to Oath all the time is very good in Ultramarines. But yeah, I still think that they are too expensive at 210 points. I actually replaced it with a cheaper Repulsor, like the 180 point Repulsor. And replaced that with like a bunch of Stern Guard, right? So like, yeah, I think that's the one thing I don't like in this list. Redemptor Dreadnoughts for me, they're just, even in Ultramarines, which make them arguably a lot better, because their Plasma just becomes much, much more effective when you have +1 to wound. At Strength 9, it's a terrible breakpoint. And like, if you've got Rocket Pods, Strength 8, +1 to wound, makes them a ton better. I was actually running the Onslaught Cannon. Again, +1 to wound, makes it a ton better. So yeah, and even though that is a ton better, I still think like 210 points is too much. So in this list, in this context, like, I guess I would probably be like, let's just replace that Redemptor Dreadnought with a Brutalis Dreadnought, and let's use the extra 50 points we have for another lone operative, right? Or let's use those extra 50 points we have and drop this enhancement that gives us 65 points. Is that enough to upgrade like one of these squads of jump intercessors to a 10-man? I think it's agonizingly not. But yeah, maybe you could take another squad of Vanguard veterans or something, right? Like, if you took a Ballistus Dreadnought, you would have 70 points. Yeah, 70 points is enough. Yeah, I would probably say, yeah, I don't like the Redemptor Dreadnought in the context. And if you'd asked me 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't have known. I mean, the only reason I know that the Redemptors are somewhat okay is because I've been practicing Ultramarines, and they do good damage, but for 210 points, they're just not they're not. Like, look at the Vindicator tank. The Vindicator tank has an extra toughness, and it's like 25 points cheaper. And most of the time, I feel like the Vindicator tank will outdamage the Redemptor Dreadnought just because its main cannon is strength 14 and the main cannon of the Redemptor is strength 9, right? Naheem says, I honestly really want to try the Storm Raven, Melee Dread, Battle Predator, and a boatload of jump units. The Storm Raven is really good in Stormlance detachment. I don't know if it's good enough in the Blood Angels detachment to validate it. The reason it is good is in Stormlance, you can make it -1 to hit and -1 to wound, essentially for free, because you usually try and keep it within 12 inches of Gilliman. So it's like, it's very good in Stormlance. I just don't think the Storm Raven is good enough in Blood Angels. Because even at -1 to hit, -1 to wound, the couple of times I've played it, it can take damage pretty darn quick, right? Alright, Holy Grail, I think. This is Grail, is how you say this. He's also playing Liberator Assault Group. This is what I've landed on with the new points drops. I don't have any shooting, because across the 4th games, I had only 1 Ballistas kill anything good, and that was kicking it. Lol. Well, I mean, I guess you just haven't played enough games with shooting to... When I was trying to build a tournament list with shooting, I basically drew a line at 400 points and said, how many las cannons can I take for 400 points? And I guess, I mean, the answer I think is something like 8 or 9, right? And I think if you do that and you've got 400 points and 3 tanks and you've got like 8 or 9 las cannons, and you'd be surprised at how many games those tanks survive till like turn 4 or 5, because people are honestly trying to deal with your melee units. If that happens, then you're basically saying, well, over the course of the game, I got to shoot 50 las cannons. If you shoot 50 las cannons and when a bunch of them are on Ballistas Dreadnoughts, which reroll hits, you will do damage, right? Like, you will genuinely do a lot of damage. Zacharias says, at best, with Strength 9 weapon, you get a 4 up to wound on some rules to boost shooting on an oath target if running regular Codex stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the problem, right? Like, if Redemptor Dreadnought's main cannon, like the Plasma Cannon, was Strength 12 or something, maybe they could be 210 points. Because it's only Strength 9, I think it needs to be, like, quite a bit less. Okay, so this is the next list for tonight. We've got Rage-Fueled Captain. We've got a Thunderhammer Captain of the Jump Pack. We've got the Speed of the Primarch Chaplain on foot. We've got Dante. We've got the Combi Weapon Lieutenant. We've got the Double Impulsor. Alright, I'm going to like this list because I actually ran Double Impulsor to the GT I did Liberator Assault Group with in January, and I did like Double Impulsor. Like, there is something pretty strong with Double Impulsor. Okay, so we've got Assault Intercessors with Jump Packs, times 2, 3. We've got the 12 Blade Guard, there's your Double Impulsor, most likely. We've got the Company Heroes, we've got Infiltrators, we've got Double Outriders. We've got 6 Sangre Guard, we've got 3 Sangre Guard, we've got Scouts. Okay, so this is where he's landed. All melee, Double Impulsor, 12 Blade Guard, 9 Sangre Guard, 6 Outriders, Scouts, Infiltrators, Company Heroes, 3 units of Jump Intercessors, Combi Weapon Lieutenant, Chaplain with Fight First with 1 unit of Blade Guard, the Rage Captain probably with like the Company Heroes. He has to be, yeah, actually he has to be. Captain with the Jump Pack would be with 1 of the Sangre Guard, Dante with the other Sangre Guard. It feels like there is a lot of units in this list. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, Combi Weapon Lieutenant 16. So yeah, it really is just... I've been to tournaments where I was typically trying to get to 14 or 15 distinct units, because I felt like if you've got 14 or 15 distinct units, that gives me, I guess, like a good number of units that can perform actions. I guess the question that I have with this army is, how much of a one-phase army is this, right? Like, you've got Jump Intercessors that can essentially do some mortals when they charge, but beyond that, you've just probably got like a bunch of bolters, right? Like bolt pistols, bolters. You got the odd plasma pistol. You've maybe got the odd infernal pistol. So I guess, like, if you come up against an orc list that's running 3 big transports full of, like, nasty orcs, you have no way of shooting those transports and blowing them up. Essentially, you know, and that, I think, makes this very difficult to play, right? Unless you can multi-charge the transports and have a unit that can consolidate or can, excuse me, not consolidate. Unless you have a unit that can, like, pile in afterwards. But yeah, I think that is very difficult to do. So, yeah, so I guess where I stand on that is, I like the number of units this list has. I feel like it's, you know, it's got... I think the 12 Blade Guard are very good. I think the 15 Jump Intercessors are very good. I think the Double Outriders is very good. I think 9 Sangre Guard, both led, can be pretty good. I think Infiltrators are good. I like Company Heroes. Like, I like a lot of the stuff. I like Double Impulsor. I just think you, at this point, you become a one-phase army. And if you come up against an opponent which has a ton of stuff in transports, or if it has a ton of stuff that can, like, you know, like, for example, World Eaters have a strat. The Berserker Warband, whatever it's called. Sorry, I'm not super familiar with World Eaters, but World Eaters, I did just play them at the tournament, and they did use this strat against me. Is it friendly? Yeah, this. So it's 2 CP, 1 World Eaters unit from your army that was selected as target 1 or more of the attacks until the end of the phase, -1 damage. Right? So, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but everything in this list is doing 2 damage, right? There's, like, all your Blade Guard, you lose 50% of your damage. All your Sangre Guard, you lose 50% of your damage. All your Outriders, you lose 50% of your damage. All your characters, Dante, the captains, the chaplains, they all lose 50% of the damage. So if you come up against opponents that can do something like this, and this affects... until the end of the phase, each time an attack is allocated. So it doesn't even matter if you multi-charge with 2 units. Everything is going to be half damage into that unit. Yeah, it sucks. It absolutely sucks. So because of that, I don't like this list. Anyone that can -1 damage Blood Angels is genuinely very bad for Blood Angels because we have no 3 damage weapons. It's not like... If you go back in Edition, when we could run Thunderhammers, -1 damage still was a thing, but Thunderhammers going from 3 to 2 wasn't as horrific as going from 2 to 1, right? I mean, just basic maths, right? You lost 33% of your damage. I mean, it's not great, but it's better than losing 50% of your damage. So, my personal opinion, and I think this will not have changed, I still think you should run 2 or 3 vehicles in Liberator Assault Group. Like, I think you can still draw a line under 400 points and do the counter to -1 damage is 10 Assault Intercessors with damage 1. Yeah, until... The problem with Assault Intercessors is they're AP1, right? So, like, if you go into any sort of big, nasty target, they're probably going to be saving it pretty effectively, right? Like, spoiler, Assault Intercessors into, like, something like a Greater Demon or Angron, they're going to wound him on 6s, and then he's going to save on 4s. Like, statistically, Assault Intercessors into Greater Demons is just... That's not how you kill Greater Demons, right? I actually don't know if World Eaters can still take Bloodthirsters, but... can I check? Oh, they can still take Bloodthirsters. Cool. Thomas, thanks so much for following. Yeah, I mean, like, so they will have a a 3-up save, 18 wounds, toughness 11. Yeah, so, I mean, Assault Intercessors, you're wounding on 5s? I don't know. Like, even if you had all 50 Assault Intercessor, 1 of damage attacks, wounding on 5s. Yeah, I mean, they do 5 damage to him. It's pretty rough, right? I'm sure there's worse combinations, right? Mortarian or something like that. It'll be horrific. It'll be really bad. Okay. So yeah, I think we need to be playing the game as a 2-phase army. So I think we need the ability to shoot things. Oh, what the hell is this? It's like half a list. Hold on. I seem to have lost half of a list. Yeah, I think we should still try and be... I think we should still be trying to play the game as a 2-phase army. Like, yeah, for some reason, a bunch of the lists disappeared. This was from Daydreamer. Okay. What's chat saying? Deathwing Knights, Redemptor Dreads, Lamartas always do -1 damage. Deathwing Knights, yeah, that would be a rough matchup actually for an all melee list, because if you jump in to fight the Deathwing Knights, you're -1 damage. If you do not kill very many of them, they are going to destroy you on the swing back, right? With how cheap Knights are about to be, there's going to be more big Knights. We need something to deal with them. Lancers? Or do you think we still need to take the double Vindicator? Mullen says, I played for the first time today with 6 Inceptors in Angelic Inheritors. They were amazing. Yeah, I mean, Angelic Inheritors don't jump into Deathwing Knights. Well, if you're if you're an all melee army, you didn't take any shooting, dude, you've got to jump into the Deathwing Knights. I mean, I guess you need 30 Assault Intercessors to send them in, and hopefully they do lots of mortal wounds or something. All right, Daydreamer, greetings, greetings from Germany. I got the Combat Patrol as a gift for my 30th birthday, and I want to build up 1k and then 2k. I don't want to lose minis to Legends. We have a big 1k and 2k community in my city. I'm a total beginner and I want to bring honor to Sanguinius. Alright, so this is a total beginner list. Liberator Assault Group. Starting from the Combat Patrol, we've got a Captain in Dante. We've got 5 Assault Intercessors on foot and an Impulsor. So that's with the Blood Angels Captain. That's all absolutely fine. Dante will be attached to some Sangre Guard. That is fine as well. We've got Gladiator Lancer. That's good because it's probably not going to be Legends. Got 2 units of Jump Intercessors. That's good as well. We have another little unit of Sangard. I guess this was the one that got sent to me just before the points cost. So I guess he saved himself 40 points. 50 points actually. Wow, you got 50 points back in a 1,000-point list. That's actually bonkers. Okay, so with your 50 points left over, you want to take like a singular character probably, because there's nothing else you could take. How can I build up without committing to any detachment? Building this list will take a lot of time, and I don't want to commit to lag because I like Angelic Inheritors too. I love Ballistas, Impulsors, Blade Guard, Scouts, Infiltrators, and Inceptors. I don't like Brutalises and Outriders. Okay, so Ballistases I think work in both detachments. Impulsors definitely work in both detachments. Blade Guard, I believe Blade Guard are weak in Angelic Inheritors, but very good in Liberator Assault Group. Scouts are obviously good in both detachments. Infiltrators are good in both detachments. Inceptors, I think, are very good in Angelic Inheritors. I do not like them in Liberator Assault Group. So, Blade Guard, lag only. Inceptors and Inheritors only. The other 4 units, you're going to need them anyway. So, you can buy all of those other 4 units, 100%. Other things that are good, I guess, infiltrators, because infiltrators are very, very useful. I guess if you buy 10 infiltrators, I think you can make 5 of them as incursors, and you can make 5 of them as infiltrators. So a box of infiltrators would be absolutely fine. I mean, Bladeguard aren't horrific in Angelic Inheritors. I just think they're not optimal. Again, Inceptors aren't horrific in Liberator Assault Group. They're not optimal. We need to wean off Vindicators. May as well do it now, says Highland Phoenix. Yeah, you could buy another Lancer. Probably like that's why I have bought 2 painted Lancers, because I think that going forward, Vindicator, like Highland Phoenix is saying, Vindicators are gonna go to Legends. Double Executioner. I think the Lancer is a better tank than the Executioner. Based on the Executioner is just very pointy, man. Mephiston is fine in both detachment. Do you know what? Mephiston is good in both, probably. The Sanguiner is better in Inheritors. I don't rate the Sanguiner in Lag. The Combi Weapon Lieutenant is very good in both. You don't have him, so I would get the Combi Weapon Lieutenant. He is one of the trixiest things in the world. I love him. Probably how you actually make this list a tiny little bit better is you lose 1 unit of Jump Intercessors, you add a unit of Scouts, 70 points, that saves you 20. Because the list went down 50 points, you then have 70 points left, you add that Combi Weapon Lieutenant. So you can drop 1 unit of Intercessors, you can add a unit of Scouts, you can add a Combi Weapon Lieutenant. The Combi Weapon Lieutenant does 2 things for you. He gives you rerolls all game, and he just like holds objectives and performs actions, and the opponent can't ever lock him down. I know some people really like to give that Combi Weapon Lieutenant the enhancement from Angelic Inheritors that he comes back alive on a 2-up. But I mean, I just played him at a tournament, like 5 games, and he didn't have the enhancement to come back to life. And I think the only time he died was probably when I fucked up and charged him into target he shouldn't probably have charged, right? You forget the Combi Weapon Lieutenant has an anti-infantry devastating wound 2-shot gun as well, which is pretty useful. The Executioner is a Lancer and Impulsor wielded together, says Calgar. Yeah, so I think that's the tricky thing, Calgar. It's like, so how do you play it? Do you run it forward and give up its range? Or do you sit at the back and give up its transport, right? Because it's trying to do 2 things that contradict each other. Is it trying to be anti-tank that sits at range, or is it trying to be a transport that gets in close? Like, if it was me, I'd just buy it. I would just run 2 Gladiators and 2 Impulsors, right? You run it forward. My experience of running repulsors forward is they usually die. If repulsors are a 2-up save, maybe you run it forward. But repulsors seem to always die pretty darn quickly, especially for the points you pay for them. If the Lieutenant was only available to get other than buying the minis you don't want to have, dude, just buy any old Lieutenant on the friggin' Games Workshop website and cut half of a multi-melta off, and like, you don't have any old melta guns? I hate spelling Lieutenant. Oh Jesus, L-E-I-U-T? Oh, no, I couldn't spell it. Okay. So, like, just buy a Space Marine Lieutenant with a Power Fist, or maybe this would be a bad one to buy. Like, couldn't you just buy this Lieutenant? And just, like, you don't have an old Meltagun or something? You could, like, attach to this hand or something? I'm just trying to, like, I was just trying to think if there's a better box. Like, like Stern Guard, they have combi weapons these days, right? Like, you couldn't just sort of buy a squad of Stern Guard and rebase one of these guys onto like a 40. I know Stern Guard are on 32s because I've just been building a bunch of them on 32s, but I mean, I guess if you did buy a box of Stern Guard, these other guys could be useful for something else. Like, he kind of almost looks like a lieutenant anyway. Like, and then you've got like 4 more models to do some shit with, right? Rather than pay like $25 for a lieutenant. I don't know. I mean, the combi weapon one is sick in his own way. I don't know. He's just a lieutenant for me. Yeah. I that's what I would do. I would just buy the box of Stern Guard and buy, like, do they even still sell? Like, can you just still buy 40mm bases? Yeah. So I would just buy like 5 40mm bases for $3 and buy the Stern Guard. I mean, if you're in the UK and you want to support the channel, you just buy them from friggin' Element Games, and they'll be like a good, like, almost 10% cheaper, yeah. And then you from that box you could almost make 2 combi weapon lieutenants and a captain, and then you've got a couple of guys more that, you know, like the squad of Stern Guard that I am going to be fielding is going to be 8 regular intercessors, because they all just have bolt rifles, and then it's going to be 2 Stern Guard with heavy bolters. Oh, and the sergeant, so it'll be 7 intercessors. So I'm not building 10 new Stern Guard. As far as I'm aware, Stern Guard just have a bolt rifle. So 7 of my Stern Guard are going to be intercessors. Proxy does Stern Guard. Like, there's no difference in the models, right? Alright, Quay Dog is our next list for tonight. He is going to be running Liberator Assault Group, Dante +6, a captain with Speed of the Primarch +3, another captain +3, Assault Intercessors 555, Vanguard Veterans 55, Outriders 333, Infiltrators, Scouts, Double Vindicator. Okay, I was going to say this list's going to have no fire support and I'm not going to like it, but no, we go with the casino cannons. So it feels like if you do take Double Vindicator, then it feels like you get a lot of extra stuff now. 3 units of Outriders, 3 units of Jump Intercessors, 2 units of Vanguard Veterans, Infiltrators and Scouts, and then your 12 Sanguinary Guard, all led by characters. That seems kind of bonkers for 2,000 points, honestly, when you add in Double Vindicator support. This list might be the one that I like the most. Like, maybe that's what I should be doing, right? Like, I know Highland Phoenix was like, let's wean ourselves off Double Vindicator, but like, hold on a minute, right? Like, I have 3 units of Jump Intercessors, I have 2 units of Vanguard Veterans, I have 3 units of Outriders, I have Infiltrators and Scouts, and I've got 3 units of Sanguinary Guard, all led by characters, one of which fights first, and then I still have my Double Vindicator. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12... So you got 15 unique drops in this as well. The only thing I think I would like on this list is, like, I would really like that combi weapon lieutenant. But I could get him, right? I could just be like, fuck it. 2 units. Like, surely 2 units of Outriders is enough. Or, you know, I do think the Lone Operative Combi Weapon Lieutenant is so good for scoring. But yeah, I mean, it just feels like we can spam a little bit harder than we've ever been able to spam Vindicators did just survive a data slate. You've got 3 more months of top tier play with them at least. Yeah, and in some matchups it's really hard to argue, man. I haven't finished making. I don't even think I was going to say I've been slacking because I was at a tournament like a month ago and I haven't even finished making all the videos about the tournament. We've got a new data slate. But I mean, I did make that video where I said with my 2 Vindicator tanks in one turn, I killed like 800 points of enemy units, and it was the same against the Custodes player. Like I played a melee heavy Custodes list, and the Vindicator tanks were just so good into the Custodes. Like I know that Liberator Assault Group doesn't get the sustained stratagem, but the sustained stratagem in Angelic Inheritors is bonkers good, right? Yeah, so it's hard. When Vindicators swing up, they kill anything. We know that. When they swing low, it sucks. But when they swing low and you still have a crap load of other stuff, you can probably compensate for it. Carthy says, my Vindicators are gone, just expensive and not reliable. Yeah, well, so in the tournament that I played, they were literally half and half, or maybe slightly better. Like in 3 of the games, the Vindicators were just absolute baller. And then in 2 of the games, they were average, and I only actually felt like they were. I only felt like I rolled badly for them in like 1 game. So add a chaplain on a bike instead of the 3rd unit. I don't think the chaplain adds enough to give up a whole squad of guys. What does chaplain add? +1 to wound. Yeah, I don't think that's. I think that's why we don't see the chaplain on the bike. Like. Maybe you would see him in Angelic Inheritors, but in Liberator Assault Group, I think it's just better having another 3 Outriders. They hit a really meaningful breakpoint as well with the Strength 7 in Liberator Assault Group. Yeah, I think the only change I make here is that I would add the Lone Operative Lieutenant. You could do that by stripping 1 unit of Outriders. You could do that by stripping 1 unit of Sangre Guard. If you did, or even just stripping the Captain off on one of those squads of Sangre Guard. I actually really think Sangre Guard, 3 guys for 110 points as a trading piece is totally fine, right? Like, yeah, maybe that's what I do. Maybe I just strip this Captain, replace him with... So one of my units of Sangre Guard is unled. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, it's still 15 Strength 8 attacks at AP3, 2 damage. It's still going to kill shit, right? They're just only 110 points at that point, so I don't care if I have to throw them away, right? Like, let's say there's a unit of Blightlord Terminators that I'm never, or Death Shroud Terminators. They're the real boogeymen, aren't they? Like I just need to weaken this unit of Death Shroud Terminators because I can't, you know. And I'm like, I've got to throw something at them to kill them. Why not throw 3 Sangre Guard for 110 points? I mean, statistically, how many Death Shroud Terminators do they kill if they've got Oath of Moment or something? You know, what would it be like? 15 attacks. If they've got Oath, they wound on 3s, I think, if they're hitting at Strength 8. Death Shroud Terminators are T7 now, is that right? They can't be higher than T7, surely. I know that they're very undercosted. Death Shroud Terminators. Yeah, they're T7, cool. So we wound them on 3s. So basically, if we throw 110 points, they need to take 9 saves. So 9 4-up saves. So, I mean, for 110 points, they only kill 2. How many points are they? So you would be paying 110 points to kill about 90 points of Death Shroud. So considering they're like one of their best units, and we probably know that they're slightly undercosted, right? Yeah, I don't think I hate 3 Sangre Guard unled at all. 110 points. I think it just makes it easier for me to trade them away. The Death Shroud will probably go first. I mean, it depends. It depends, right? And yeah, they usually run their -1 AP, not -1 to hit. But yeah, I think Double Vindicator and Liberator Assault Group actually still looks very good. Just because we've got so many other units that can be on the board. Is there anything that's got better shooting than Vindicators and Lag? Better shooting is very subjective. I mean, what are we talking, you know? And yeah, that's a subjective question, right? Because Vindicators have short range. I mean, the Vindicators have weight of fire, weight of high strength fire. That's why people take them, and good AP, right? All right, Marshmallow is the next list, and this is a list for a league. I have a sideboard I can sub units into. My remaining matches are big demons and big guns. I plan to sub in Vindicators and the third Sangry Guard squad. Probably only take one Impulsor and Foot Slog the Blade Guard. Trying out Sangry Guard with spears, based on your advice the other night. I mean, I don't know if it was advice, but I was saying that like 3 Sangry Guard with spears would actually be not too bad either for 110 points, if you like. It makes sense, less general damage, but it helps with high toughness Invan enemies that I don't have a great answer for. Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, if you do not have an answer for big units, then 3-man unit of Sangry Guard with Lance now by default on the spears for 110 points. I feel like might not be the worst idea either. Alright, so we've got Jump Captain with Gift of Foresight, we've got Chaplain with Fight First, we've got Dante, we've got Judasar, we've got the Combi Weapon Lieutenant. Okay, we've got Double Impulsor, sorry, this is also Liberator Assault Group. We've got 6 Blade Guard, another 6 Blade Guard, another 6 Blade Guard. Man, I didn't know so many of you people went for 18 Blade Guard. Like, what on earth? Like, who's got 18 Blade Guard? I mean, I get that they're meta now, but who's been sitting on 18 Blade Guard, honestly? Double Inceptor, Plasmas, Infiltrators, Sangry Guard, Scouts, Vanguard Vets, Calidus Assassin. Oh my goodness, we don't see the Calidus Assassin these days, do we? And then in the sideboard, we've got Sangry Guard and Double Vindicator. Oh, Double Vindicator, of course. Okay. I really feel like I want to try 18 Blade Guard. I just don't have 18 Blade Guard. I'm getting one more box, so it's going to put me up to like 12. But probably by the time I actually got another 6 and made them, they wouldn't be meta anymore. I hate doing that. I hate buying stuff. Like I bought 15 Desolation. I think I actually bought more than 15 Desolation Marines. I mean, maybe that's my own stupid fault but Desolation Marines were pretty overpowered when they first came in, right? Like, you can't blame a guy for buying more than 10 of them, can you? Okay. Liberator Assault Group. Double Impulsor, 18 Blade Guard, Double Inceptor, Infiltrators, small units of Sandguard, small units of Jump Vanguard Veterans. I think the small units of Sandguard and the small units of Vanguard Veterans are not that exciting. But then when you add in 18 Blade Guard, who are strength 7 on the charge, one of which I guess will probably have the Fight First Chaplain, one of which will have the Judasar. All of them can obviously get the stratagem to get +1 to wound and lethals. Yeah, it feels like 18 Blade Guard as a core of a list is a very strong. I think it's very, very good in Liberator Assault Group. That's why I'm surprised, honestly, why they put the points cost down so much. Because I think if you can take 18 Blade Guard for only like 480 points at the moment, and then if you take let's just say you took like 30 Jump Intercessors, Not that many people do, but you can take that for another 480 points. So in less than 1,000 points, you have 3 units of 10 jump intercessors and 3 units of 6 blade guard. Like, if you just do the math on that, that is like a crap load of killing power. So yeah, I think the 3 units of blade guard are very strong. You've got the infiltrators for the home field. You've got the scouts, the units of vanguard veterans with storm shields. They can be nuisanced. They're strength 7 again, which is a meaningful breakpoint for Liberator Assault Group. They've got lethals. You've got the impulsors. Yeah, I mean, if you're playing into big demons, I would probably say I would get the Vindicator tanks into the list. I think as well as you're playing against big demons, I don't think 3 Inceptors are overly meaningful. Bubba Port says, helping a buddy to begin building Blood Angels. As a Death Guard and CSM player, your channel has been instrumental in me helping him. Thank you for putting in the very informative videos. Dude, thanks for the comment, man. Welcome. Thanks for watching the channel. Send your buddy this way. We'll say hi to him. Every time I play against Death Guard, he runs -1 to hit, and it's so annoying. Every time I play Death Guard, he honestly runs -1 to your armor save. I thought -1 to your armor save was like the meta way of playing it against Space Marines, because Space Marines really struggle if their entire army is -1. Especially when like the Death Shroud are already AP2, that makes it AP3, which is generally very bad for Space Marines. Hello Pound, good evening. I think that I feel I don't really rate the Calidus Assassin anymore since they changed her, but yeah, I feel like from what we've seen tonight with the points dropped, Liberator Assault Group lists are just going to have an extra unit or 2 in them, and it feels very meaningful in terms of like, not that we've become a horde army, but it feels like like before you would always have to compromise. I think that was, you'd always have to compromise. Like you couldn't have 3 units of Sangre Guard and 2 units of 3 units of Blade Guard and 2 units of Sangre Guard and 2 units of Vanguard Vets and 2 Vindicator tanks. Like you'd always have to make a compromise, and it feels like those compromises have just been relaxed somewhat. I really think that this next 3 months, this balance slate, is going to be the best time, probably since the Sons of Sanguinius, that we will be to play Blood Angels, the state slate, because I think that the win rate is going to spike significantly. Because I think back to the 2 tournaments that I played. In both those tournaments, there was a game that was like pretty knife edgy, and if I had 1 whole more unit, then I would probably be able to push on and win that game or something like that, right? So I think that it's like when they change points radically, which is I think what they've done. Like they didn't fix any of the data sheets; they just changed points. They just went like, we're going to lower the points of everything, so Blood Angels have 1 extra unit. That's kind of where it went, right? Everybody's list went down like close to 100 points. Mine went down 90. Haven't actually looked at my tournament list from January. Do you know that? I'm going to look at it real quick before we go on to the next list. Because the only reason I stopped playing that list was because I just moved into Angelic Inheritors, right? Where is it? Yeah, so here was my tournament list from January, right? And I was looking at something like Captain on foot. Well, I think that's the same. Captain, he would have gone down 10 points. He'd have gone down 10 points. So I'm up 20 at the moment. Jump Intercessors stayed the same. Do you know what? The Ballistas actually went up, but the Blade Guard came down 20. Company Heroes went up. Predators went up, and then it would be the Sangre Guard went down 30. Okay, so maybe that list is actually not the greatest example, actually. Interesting. So I would have got 40 points back total, I think, because I think the Vindicator tank went up as well. Yeah, Ballistas were pretty cheap in January, huh? I don't remember them being 120 points, honestly. Okay. Okay. The Death Company will never be Death Company for 9th edition again. You are correct. Unfortunately, Death Company... but here's the weird thing about Death Company is, like, you still can't buy them, right? Like, they are still not there on the Games Workshop website. Like, there is no Death Company on the Games Workshop website. Right? Like, nobody... I don't know why that is. They're just not there. Yeah, they're not there. So, which is really weird, because it's like, so what, new people are coming into the hobby to play Blood Angels, and they just can't buy Death Company. I made a video on that like months ago now. And like, I don't know. Yeah, apparently 7 months ago, right? Where are the new Death Company? Oh, I forgot that I even did that, like, yeah. It's funny, actually. You know, when I make YouTube videos, I forget some of the shit that I did. Do you remember this? Where I was like...
Is it secret? Is it safe? My precious...
Yeah, I was like, where the fuck are the new Death Company? That's 7 months. There's no Death Company. Maybe I'm starting to wonder if they just think that the new Death Company are just we have this phrase that says like a wet flannel. Like, they're just useless. Like, they're not good for anything, right? Like, maybe Games Workshop are just like, we tried to take all those Power Fists and Thunderhammers away from Death Company, and they are just a terrible unit now, and no one's using them, and no one knows how to use them. Like, maybe it was a mistake. Is it a mistake? This is one of the things I was saying about the balanced data slate, right? Like, before this balanced data slate came out, everybody was running Sangre Guard, and everyone was running them in 3 models. Nobody was running Death Company, and no one was running them in 5 models. And the Sangre Guard and the Death Company were the same points cost, and the Sangre Guard went down 20, and the Death Company... So they took the better unit, because everybody thinks this Sangre Guard unit of 3 is better than Death Company of 5, and they made them cheaper. So, like, what is going on with these Death Company? I don't understand it, man. You never saw my Gollum impersonation. It was pretty bad, but it was... Do you know what? Sometimes I would, you know... Sometimes I try and have a bit of fun when I'm making videos. It never really works out. Yeah. I kit bashed a squad of 10 Death Company. I still want the old Death Company, the old Death Company sprue with all those Death Company shoulder pads and the Death Company helmets. That sprue for me was top tier, absolutely top tier, and I just feel like we do not have that anymore. Like, I don't feel like we have a top tier. Like, the amount of times I bought that Death Company kit when I was going to make other units was bonkers, right? Like, I was going to make 5 Vanguard Veterans. I would buy the Death Company kit as well as the Vanguard Veteran kit, because there was cool shit I could get out of the Death Company box that would make my Vanguard Veterans more unique, right? Like, I must have bought that Death Company kit 10 times, give or take. Like, over the period of, like, 10 years. Bought it, like, 10 times just for the extra shoulder pads, just for the extra helmets, just for the extra Infernal Pistols. All the cool shit that you could get in that box. I just don't think we've got a box like that you can buy in anymore in 10th edition. Which makes me very sad. Alright, rant off. Let's get back into army lists. Sorry, Lamartez is our next army list. Lamartez hasn't included Lamartas in his list. Oh, it's not happy. It's not a happy time to be playing Lamartas, is it? Okay, we've got a Spear of the Primarch Chaplain, Dante, and Judasar Combi Weapon Lieutenant. This is Liberator Assault Group. I think every list tonight so far, everybody's playing Liberator Assault Group. No one's playing Angelic Inheritors, it seems like. So we've got a squad of intercessors. We've got 3 units of jump intercessors. I think it makes sense, actually, because all the cheap MSU units are a lot better in Liberator Assault Group now. We've got a Ballistus Dreadnought. We've got 2 Blade Guard 6s. We've got the 5 Death Company. So someone's done Death Company. We've got a Lancer. We've got 3 small units of Sandguard. We've got Scouts times 2. We've got Vanguard Veterans times 1. So it's like 1 Ballistus, 1 Lancer. So that's 300 points of shooting. The characters is also pretty low. We're just coming in at like 340 points for characters. So we've got sticky objectives, intercessors. We've got those 3 jump intercessors. We've got the 12 Blade Guard. We've got the 5 Death Company. I mean, I guess the 5 Death Company are just unled. The Blade Guard are led by the Chaplain and the Judasar. The Combi Weapon Lieutenants on the board. Dante is leading 3 Sangre Guard. And then there's a unit of Jump Intercessors and 2 units of Scouts. And that is bang on 2,000 points. Pound, yeah, send me a new Angelic Inheritors list for next week. I would love to see it. Daniel says we really do need a new Death Company kit. Yeah, I want a new Death Company kit, right? But I do not want the bullshit that we've had in 10th edition for Death Company. Like, I don't even like that big box we got, right? The Death Company box, like with the 10 jump intercessors and the 10 on foot and Lamartas and like, I don't even want that. I want the old Death Company sprue, the golden sprue. I don't even know if you can get a picture of it. Like, Death Company Firstborn Sprue. Oh my god, there's one on eBay. Oh no, it's not. It's someone's put up the Primaris sprue and called it. Like, this is what you want. Like, this kit. It's going for 90 bucks. It's worth it. It's that good, honestly. Like, look at all this custom shoulder pads, custom helmets, custom bolt pistols, infernal pistols. It's honestly that good. But that's what it costs these days. 90 bucks, man. Oh. Oh, that's cute. Someone's got like this crazy old version. Yeah, you do not want this one though. But it's cute that someone's actually got that. Oh yeah, I remember. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, you definitely don't want this kit. Oh, that's cool. What year is that? 1986. I think I've got an older one. Yeah. But this is the kit. This kit is 100 times better than the Primaris ones that they released. Okay, so Lamartas' list, I think, is interesting. 18 Blade Guard, obviously. 18 Blade Guard, 15 Jump Intercessors. We've seen that so many times tonight. We've also seen 3 small units of Sangre Guard so many times. We've seen that, like, 1 unit of Vanguard Veterans. Seems like a lot of people have used that extra 90 points, extra 100 points to get a unit of Vanguard Veterans. Yeah, I like this list as well. I do wonder if, like, a single Gladiator and a single Lancer is enough shooting. But that Death Company kit was weirdly cheap when it was in print too. Yeah, I remember getting that Death Company kit for like 18 bucks scoops. We didn't have any idea how good value that kit was because it had like 5 jump packs in it as well. Hot take from David. Death Company didn't get a proper upgrade because Sanguinius is coming back in 11th and Death Company will not be a thing. Well, that would be a good way to Legends all the Death Company, wouldn't it? Hot Why do we like Vanguard Veterans? I think we like them because they have 5 Storm Shields. That seems to be the way that people are running them these days. This guy didn't actually click the Storm Shields, but I think you run them with either 5 Storm Shields or 5 Infernal Pistols. They're an old kit, so you can actually mix and match. So you could do 2 Storm Shields and 3 Infernal Pistols, or you could do 4 in 1, whatever tickles your fancy. Or if you're running 10 of them, you could take 3 Storm Shields and 7 Infernal Pistols or something, right? So they're an old kit, so you can do that. They're cheap now, as in they're only 5 points more than Assault Intercessors. They have Strength 5, which makes them Strength 7 on the charge, which is meaningful, right? Because they've got lethal hits as well. Strength 7 means if you ever give them +1 to wound, you wound all vehicles on 4s at the worst. They get a good number of attacks. Like I said, they're cheap. And if you did ever attach a captain, then they're Strength 8 by default, lethal hits. I think they were just too expensive before at 110 points. I think if you compare them, if you just do 5 Jump Intercessors versus 5 Vanguard Vets, and all 5 Vanguard Vets have Storm Shields, it means if you're standing on an objective, for 5 points more, that unit is hella more survivable, right? Like, they're shooting you with, I don't know, something like AP3 or AP2 or something. You're just like, I don't care, I've got Storm Shield, right? So I think people like them more because they just took 15 points off the unit, right? I think I would like to try a list like this with only 2 vehicles. Because I think if you only have 2 vehicles, you're going to have so many jump units. But I'm just not sure. Like, yeah, I feel like this is worth trying, though, 100%. Because every little unit that you have in Liberator Assault Group has a lot of killing potential. And I think that's why every single list we've seen tonight is Liberator Assault Group. Speak of the devil, the final list is also Liberator Assault Group, and every single list has had crap loads of small units. I think there was one list where there was one list where a guy had done like 10 Death Company and a couple of other big units, but I think every other list tonight, people have been going hard on the small units, like really hard. Like, let's get as many small units in the list as possible. Jump Intercessors, Outriders, Blade Guards, Sanguinary Guards, Vanguard Veterans, all fast, all killy. Spam them out, and then maybe, like, we saw a couple with double Vindicator, we saw a couple with double Lancer. You know, I guess you're overloading the board with fast-moving jump units that are going to be everywhere, contesting objectives everywhere. Your opponent's going to have to deal with all those jump units, so hopefully they ignore your double Vindicator or your double Lancer, and those things pick up some nasty targets, right? Okay. Mephiston will sit on the golden throne while the Emperor recovers. Well, you didn't, I don't know if you saw the stream last night, but the Emperor of Mankind is actually going to change into Emperor Palpatine. And then he's going to, he's going to execute Order 66, or Order 67, let's say, which is when he sends Darth Vader out to kill all the Firstborn. The stream last night got a bit wild. I was actually sober, but yeah, we had a bit of a wild tangent where Order 67 came, and that's when you cull all the Firstborn Marines. You need someone within the Imperium of Mankind needs to be in charge of culling the Firstborn Marines. So why not make it Darth Vader, right? like it's a crossover for the ages, right? You know? Alright. Nick is the final army list for tonight. Army list with new points. It seems a bit too much, if I'm to be honest. Not sure Sanguinary Guard needed to go down. Okay. Well, I'm glad you said it, Nick, and not me. So, Captain, Chaplain, Assault Intercessor of the Jump Pack, a Ballistus Dreadnought, Death Company Marines in Sanguinary Guard, and another Sanguinary Guard, and another Jump Vanguard Vets, and then a Vindicator tank. Okay, so this is a 1,000-point list with both a Vindicator tank and a Ballistus Dreadnought, and 2 units of Sandguard, and a unit of Death Company, and a unit of Vanguard Vets, and 2 characters leading them, and a unit of Assault Intercessors with jump packs. Yes, I think I kind of want to go back to the... You guys saw the thumbnail I put up the other night, right? Like, the thumbnail from... Someone made fun of my thumbnail. They were like, do you need a graphic designer? What did they say? They were like, do you need a graphic designer for your thumbnails? And I was like, dude, I swear to you, it wasn't really the most serious thumbnail, right? Like, I've lost it now. God damn it. I think I'd lose my own head if it wasn't screwed on. Yeah, apparently I would lose my own head if it wasn't meaningfully attached to my body. But yeah, I put up that thumbnail, which was like, I don't think... What was the... I'm going to find the quote. Hold on. The quote was... Yeah, I've got it. Hold on. Oh, it's tiny. That's no use. Download thumbnail. Ah, it's really tiny. I don't think points drops really fixes the problems with the Blood Angels units, but I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts. Let's go. Just spam. Jump back spam, let's go. Yeah, and I think this is very true, right? Like, I don't think that the balance data slate fixed any of the problems. They just made everything quite a bit cheaper. And yes, like, this is a good example. Like, this is a 1,000-point list with a captain with Sanguinary Guard, a chaplain with Death Company, jump intercessors, a ballistus, another Sanguinary Guard, Vanguard Vets, and a Vindicator tank. Like, that is a lot of killing power. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of stuff to score, but oh my goodness, that is a lot of stuff to kill with in 1,000 points. There's nobody sitting at home. Yeah, he's maybe the Ballistus Dreadnought can sit at home, but yeah, he doesn't care about sitting at home. He's just going, I'm just going to kill everything. Answer this, please. Assault Intercessors and Jump Packs versus Vanguard Veterans. I think the point, Jack, is you just take both now. Like, they're cheap. Just take both. There is, you know, Jump Intercessors, Vanguard Vets. You know, like, like, Jump Intercessors will do more damage, Vanguard Vets will do more survivable, but they're both basically the same point cost, so you should just take both. Like, why would you not take both? I'm actually surprised we haven't actually seen tonight someone go 3x5 Jump Intercessors, 3x5 Vangets, 3x6 Blade Guard. Maybe nobody owns 18 Blade Guard and 15 Jump Intercessors and 15 Vanguard Vets. You could even argue that you could add 9 Outriders, 3x3 as well, and just be like, this is a crap load of spam. Like, that's probably like 1,000 points, right? Like, I was going to say 3 Outriders, 18 Blade Guard, 15 Jump Intercessors, 15 Vanguard Vets. Yeah, so like for 1,275 points, you have 15 Van Vets, 15 Jump Intercessors, 18 Blade Guard, and 9 Outriders. Like if we're just talking about cheap shit that will kill stuff to trade, that is a crap load of trading cheapness. I'm not even sure you count 16 or the 6x3 Blade Guard as crap cheap tradeness, because 6 Blade Guard on the charge will do a crap load of damage, especially if you give them lethals, especially if you give them +1 to wound, right? But yeah, I think this is a really killy 1,000-point list. I think someone else said it. He's not got anything holding his objective. I think someone else probably said it. and it doesn't really have any dedicated scoring like action units. But I mean, you don't. Here's the thing: you don't mind doing an action on a 95-point unit of jumping Vanguard Vets. You don't mind doing an action on a hell. You don't even mind anymore doing an action on a 3-man Sangre unit for 110, right? Like, it's not the worst thing in the world to be doing an action on a 110-point unit. Like, you don't want to be doing an action on like a 250-point unit, but 110, yeah, you know, it's okay. If you need points, you need points, right? But yeah, that's it. That's this week's show. I think it was entirely Liberator assault groups. Maybe we didn't see Angelic Inheritors tonight. Everybody's on Liberator assault group, and it makes sense. They're cheap, and you can spam a lot of everything. Is anyone running 10-man squads? I think we saw one 10-man squad out of like the 8 or 9 lists we looked at tonight, dude. So I think for the most part, maybe like 10 Death Company with a chaplain, maybe you can run the 10-man squad. It's a lot cheaper, so you know, there's something to be said for that, so it probably is viable. But yeah, we're just a lot of people, lots and lots of small unit spam. I think it's good. I think it's fun. And I think that's it. I'll be back sometime this week. I'm sure I will be with more content. I'm going to do a video about that new Death Company captain. That's going to be the aim for this week's tactics video. I think I'm going to be playing Colin on Wednesday night. I might run a jump pack spam Liberator assault group list. I might play another game with Ultramarines. I was getting 8 jump intercessors ready today, so I think I probably should run. I think I need to build 2 more jump intercessors. So I think I can probably do that. So maybe I should do that. And I'll play Ultramarines again in a couple of weeks' time. But yeah, I think like I can definitely run 15 Vanguard Vets. I could run more. I can definitely run 9 Sangre Guard. I think I can run 12 Blade Guard. So I think I can do 12 Blade Guard, 15 Jump Intercessors, 15 Vanguard Veterans, 9 Sangre Guard. I can only do 6 Outriders, but at that point it's probably fine. Scouts, maybe double Lancer. Some characters and see where we're at. Yeah. Blood Angels Commander. I mean, you didn't like Bland Astartes Commander? You didn't like that? I thought that was pretty clever. That was Miles that came up with that. Dude, Ultramarines are honestly like playing the game on easy mode. If you have 2 oaths at the moment, and you have +1 to wound on your oath target the whole time, it's like, I can't believe how easy it is to play Ultramarines. Like, it's so easy. Like, I played it twice, and both times I got 90+ points, and like have half my army left on the battlefield, and Gilliman's not even taking a fucking wound. It's just like, Jesus Christ, this is easy. So, Death Guard is easy, is it? So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. If you did, please leave a like. If you're new, if you want to subscribe, you can. !Discord to get over into the Discord. I also did today get over 1,000 likes on the Facebook page. So thanks so much for doing that. If you haven't yet liked the Facebook page, I was trying to build it over 1,000. I think I got it to 1,000 today. I checked earlier, it was 9. Oh yeah, it's over 1,000 now. Nice. So we got 1,000 people likes on the Facebook page, so I appreciate that as well. Guys, have a great weekend. What's left of it. I'll see you sometime this week. Death Company tactics video is definitely coming this week. Gonna look at that new Death Company captain with the jump pack. I think I kind of would, maybe I'll try him on Wednesday night. I don't know if he's going to be the best choice into Death Guard, but maybe I'll give him a run out and see what that looks like. Alright, have a great evening. Thanks again. Take care. See you soon, guys. Peace.